Good evening, basketball fans. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy, live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. With Raider basketball coming your way here this evening on a beautiful Friday night from Raider Gymnasium here in Selma, Indiana. We have the 5-4 and 2-1 in MEC Conference play. The Eastern Hancock Royals taking on your 7-2 and 2-0 in the MEC Conference Wapahani Raiders. Glad to have all you with us here for Raider basketball here this evening, as we'll jump right into things with our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. Wapahani coming to tonight's game, coming off of a victory last weekend. Really, to get us, continuing on with what we've been doing, with the way we've been playing, to have a game like that and to come out here and to be successful was big for us. And so, now you come into tonight's game, obviously coming off a big win there at Blue River to keep us at a perfect conference record was big time. But you come in now to tonight's game, a whole new challenge. Eastern Hancock, as I mentioned, 5-4 here on the year, 2-1 in MEC conference play. Not a bad group of guys right here. They have a big man, Peyton Gray, 6'7" center here for him, that can definitely wreak havoc on the inside. Averages 11.4 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, and also 60% from the free throw line, which is second best on the team. So he is definitely going to be a tough challenge there for Braxton Davis and Easton Heffernan down low. So they're going to have a tough task on hand, and hopefully they'll be ready to go and hopefully well prepared in order to execute on both ends of the floor. But Peyton Gray will definitely have something to say about that here this evening. Also, Joey Starrett, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce his name. If not, I apologize there for that. But he's also a big-time rebounder here for him. 6'4" forward, averages 6 points per game, also 8 rebounds a game. Really, other than that, you got a couple of guards here that's pretty nice basketball players, but really don't shoot from beyond the arc very well. Only 29% from beyond the arc, 39% field goal percentage overall as a team, 59% from the free throw line. Now they do take very good care of the basketball, right around 12 turnovers a game, which is the same thing as what Wapahani has. So they're a team that's well disciplined in that area. But really don't shoot the ball all that well. So the main thing for us here this evening is just to simply defend. Come out here with a purpose on defense and execute the game plan, and making sure, we're not only are we getting a hand out there on these shooters, but also contesting the post inside as well. That's a big part of any team's game, especially when you got big guys down low such as Peyton Gray. We're going to have to deny the ball on the inside. So post presence defensively is going to be big time for us. Yes, you want to make sure to get out on these three-point shooters, but they're not really all that important from a three-point percentage. But this is a whole new night. You never know what can happen. Eastern Hancock to come out here and just shoot the daylights out of the basketball. But, I guess we'll wait and see what happens. But hopefully just got to be defensively solid throughout the entire ball game. And then defensive fluency here. Making sure that we're moving the ball with precision and accuracy, and getting guys open, setting screens, rolling with some of these picks. I know we've had some good looks coming off these pick and rolls. But, you just want to see us continue to maintain possession of the basketball, don't be out of control, and knock down shots and do what we do at the free throw line, which is hopefully continue to shoot well. We're shooting 70% from the charity stripe here on the year, shooting 40% from behind the three-point line, 44% field goal percentage, and we also average right around 33 rebounds a game as well. So, we've got to defend. Obviously, we got to have offensive fluency, got to be able to read what the defense is providing, and then execute whatever we can possibly handle here this evening. And then lastly, we've got to create turnovers. Like I mentioned, Eastern Hancock really isn't a team that turns the ball over all that often. They're a very well-disciplined team, so we have to start creating other opportunities for ourselves, especially if things aren't necessarily going for us all that well offensively. in order to keep ourselves relevant in the ball game, or even to get back into a game or keep the lead, we've got to do some of the other little things appropriately to continue to go out here and put points on the board and hopefully get us a win here tonight. But it's going to be a tough challenge. Hopefully the Raiders are up for it here this evening. This is a very interesting Eastern Hancock boys basketball team, and I'm sure they'll be ready to go here tonight, again led by Aaron Spalding. So we'll step aside here for a brief break. Again, this has been a Raiders Line pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. And we will be back here with tonight's national anthem and the starting lineups, and then tip-off for tonight's game, again between the Eastern Hancock Royals and your Wapahani Raiders. We'll be back with more right after this break.
Game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise? Kindly remove your hats and join the Wapahani band in the playing of our national anthem.
All righty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Brandon Warvilius alongside with his cameraman, Jordan Redbeard McCoy. As we get to tonight's starting lineups, first non-starters, number 0, Ian White, number 1, Cameron Wise, number 5, Connor Schultz, number 12, Cameron Dennis, number 13, Drew White, number 15, Cole Rainbolt, number 21, Landon O'Neill. Now for the starters, at 1 guard, number 3, Skylar Schroep. At 4, number 25, Brady Smith. Starting another 4, number 30, Joey Starrett. At 4, number 35, Brady Stevens. And at center, number 43, Peyton Gray. Again, Aaron Spalding, the head coach for the Eastern Hancock Royals. Now we'll take a look here at the home team on the scoreboard. Your Wapahani Raiders, first the non-starters. Number 2, Safani Buck. Number 3, Trey Spence. Number 4, Justin Ray. Number 20, Caleb Smith. Number 24, Blake Plaster. And number 34, Walker Cook. Now for the starters. At one guard, a 5'7" junior, number 10, Evan Roush. Starting at another guard, a 6' junior, number 12, Drew Luce. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Starting at forward, a 6'4" junior, number 22, Braxton Davis. And a round out the order, starting at forward, a 6'4" senior, number 32, Easton Heffernan. Again, the Raiders are coached by Matt Luce, assisted by Chris Willis, as well as Bennett Somerset, Jeff Andrews, and Andy Zitgren. So again, folks, that's tonight's starting lineups. We'll step aside here for a brief break, and we'll be back here with tonight's tip-off live on the WHS Network. Folks, we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening for Raider Basketball Live on the WHS Network. As we get tonight's game underway, we have Davis here for Wapahani and Start here for Eastern Hancock, and the Royals will have the first possession of the night. So leading the way here, Skylar Schroep on over now to Smith. Start back outside here. Smith looks to take it in. Finds number 30, Start once more. Now up top to the big man, Peyton Gray. Nearly loses that out of bounds. Takes it inside. Now into the corner, number 35, Stevens. And the layup will be up and good. Brady Smith for 2. So again, that gets the Royals on the board here for a quick 2-0 lead. To begin tonight's game, Roush up top, swung on over here to Drew Luce. Into the middle, Heffernan. Now to Roush, pull the trigger, three-pointer up, no good. Schroep with the rebound, and back come the Royals the other way. And Eastern Hancock coming into tonight's ball game, 5-4 on the season, 2-1 in conference play. Wapahani comes in at 7-2 and 2-0 in conference play. And that's going to be a traveling violation called on Eastern Hancock. Heffernan dumps it down low. Pardon me, that was Davis dumping it down low to Heffernan, excuse me. Back up top, here's Stevens. Back over now to Smith once again. Gray looks to take it inside. He's going to have to find number 3, Schroep. Back with a handoff. Start for 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebounded there by Drew Luce, and here come the Raiders. Stanley takes it in, dishes it back out to Roush as the Raiders reset the offense. Heffernan in the corner. Back up top here to Stanley. Swung all the way over here to now Luce. Luce for 2. Won't get it to go. Hustles after it and ends up throwing it away. The first turnover of the night there for Wapahani. Schroep will lose that one out of bounds. Second turnover now for Eastern Hancock. Again, we got 5:20 to play here in the opening quarter of tonight's ball game. Again, the junior varsity game. Pretty good ball game there. Wapahani won that one. Loose from downtown, no good. Off the mark there, and Stark comes up with the rebound. So again, here the Raiders unable to get anything to go through the first 2 or 3 possessions of the ball game here for themselves, and that's going to be out of bounds as Eastern Hancock throws that one. No deflection on Wapahani's behalf. So 3 turnovers already here for Eastern Hancock. The Raiders are doing their job defensively. Now hopefully that will translate into some points for us here on the offensive end. Up top to Roush, now to Luce. Really the idea right now, yes, we're working the ball around the perimeter. We've got to find a way to get the ball inside. Roush from 3, off the mark there. Davis nearly crowned the rebound, and Luce will be fouled here on the play. So 3rd rebound of the night now for Drew, as he will head to the line for 2 shots. The foul will be on number 30. Joey Starrett. That will be his first, team's first. So again, first free throws of the night here for Wapahani, as Drew will knock down the first one. Over an 80% free throw shooter, right around 86, 88% free throw shooter. As Trey Spence will see some first action of the night here for Heffernan. Second one will be up and no good. So the Raiders do get on the board. Passed all the way down court here to Stevens. Now up top to Schroep into the corner. Gray. Post feed down low. And a basket will be up and good. So Stevens with the bucket, and he'll head to the line for one more. Again, Trey Spence came right into the ball game, picks up a foul, his first, team's first. And a free throw will be up and good. So a 3-point play there for Brady Stevens. Luce from long range. Money from downtown. Drew Luce gets the Raiders 1 point closer to make it a 5-4 ball game. Stevens thought about it up top to Schroep. Now Gray in the corner for 2 and gets it to go as the Royals now lead at 7-4 with 3.5 to play here in the first. Stanley backs down his defender, now to Roush. So he'll dribble it back up top, see what's open. Luce now here on the left side. Roush gets open, drives baseline, can't get the floater to go. So we've had some good looks, just unable to finish here on a few of them. Taking it inside, Starrett, and he'll be fouled on the play. With 2:49 to go, foul's going to be on number 10, Evan Roush, his first, team second. As number 15, Cole Rainbolt will now come to the ball game for the first time tonight here for the Royals. And Caleb Smith seeing his first action tonight here for the Raiders. So again, a 7-4 Royals lead, 2:49 to play here in the opening quarter. And that's going to be a takeaway there by Smith. Up top to Spence, now swung to Stanley. Smith here in the corner. Stanley now back up top, looking to take it inside. Dishes it down low to an open Trey Spence for 2. Great court vision, great recognition there by Stanley, and a fabulous finish from Trey Spence for 2. His first points tonight. And again, now 1 point game, and that's going to be a traveling violation on the Royals. Now 5 turnovers. Again, they only average 12 turnovers a game as Heffernan returns to action for Davis. Luce on the right side, trying to find Spence, but that was deflected out of bounds. off of the Royals, so the Raiders retain possession. Trey Spence on the inbound. Spence here in the corner. Back up top. Stanley splits the middle, dumps it down low. Heffernan for two. So the Raiders grab their first lead of the night off of the made basket there of Easton Heffernan. Up top here to Schroep now. Starrett. Jackson good for two. Brady Stevens for two. So now a 9-8 lead. Stanley back with the basketball, dishes it out. Loose, finds Spence here on the left side. And back up top once again. Good ball movement there. We're going to have a foul here on the play. So the foul will be on number 15, Cole Rainbolt, his first, team second. We'll see Roush back in the Raider lineup for Stanley. Inbounded to Smith, and the basket will be up, and it will be good. Great job on the inbound pass. Obviously had to be quick. And right to the hands of Caleb Smith there for the two-point bucket as he'll head to the line for one more. Foul there on Skylar Schroep, his first, team's third. As Caleb will knock down the free throw and put the Raiders up 11-9. Wapahani already 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. Have a 2-point lead. Pass down court here to Stevens. Now over to Rainbolt. Three-pointer up, no good. Great denial right there. Heffernan cleans up on the board there with his first rebound tonight. Luce takes it in and get the traveling violation called on him. His second turnover of the night now for Wapahani. Put a few more seconds back up here on the clock as Starrett will come back into the game. And Stanley back in here for Wapahani. So the foul now called on number 15, Garrett Stanley, his first, team's third. Schroep into the corner. Now back up top here to Landon O'Neal. And a traveling violation. 6 turnovers now for Eastern Hancock. 20 seconds to play. Pretty good first quarter basketball here overall. Very evenly matched. Dish down low, and Spence will be fouled here on the play. Nice pass there from Stanley. Looked like a shot. Obviously designed to look that way. As a foul be on number 15, Cole Rainbolt, his second, team's fourth. So Trey Spence at the line, shooting 2. First one will be up and good. So Spence now with 3 points here on the night. And now subbing back in here for Eastern Hancock will be number 25, Brady Smith. Again, 7 seconds remain here in the first. Second free throw attempt here by Trey Spence. Will be up, and it will be good. Nicely done. Nicely done. Safani Buck in here for the first time tonight, and Braxton Davis also returning to the Raiders lineup. A 13-9 Wapahani lead. Got to D it up right here. Schroep, pass down court, start for two, and that will be the end of the first quarter. So Wapahani leads Eastern Hancock 13-9 after one. We'll step aside here for a commercial break, and we'll be back here with the start of the second live on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, welcome back here to the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here for Raider basketball as Wapahani leads Eastern Hancock 13-9 after one quarter play. The Raiders will start off with the opening possession here in the second quarter. So Stanley at the helm of the offense. Finds Safani Buck up top now to Luce here on the right wing. Luce from the long range and no good off the mark. Grady Smith corrals the rebound. Another good shot selection there by Wapahani. Just a little bit off the mark. O'Neal takes it inside, knocks it down from the free throw line for two. So Landon O'Neal gets his first points of the night and a 13-11 Raider lead. Stanley finds Davis from the free throw line, rims out no good, and deflected into the hands of Skylar Schroep. Smith finds Starrett. And so it looks like we're out of a foul here on number 20, Caleb Smith. His first, team's fourth. Roush back into the Raider lineup. Gray back in here to the Royals lineup. Smith takes it in, and a traveling violation. Seventh turnover now here in the first half for the Royals. And the bad part here for Wapahani is we really haven't been able to capitalize too much off of these turnovers. Got to be able to start doing so. And a 3-second lane violation called on Wapahani, their third turnover now of the night. Schroep gets the ball deflected out of his hands. Starrett now up top. O'Neal looks to take it in. Back outside. Starrett for three. Off the mark there. Davis with the rebound. His first rebound of the evening. Stanley dishes it outside. Roush for three. Money. Evan Roush strikes from downtown and puts the Raiders back up here by 5 with 5:50 to play. Dumped down low, Gray with an easy two. For Peyton Gray now, 4 points here for him in the first half. Stanley back up top once again, now over to Roush. Davis here in the corner. Stanley for three. Don't seem to take too many of those shots. And nice hustle there from Safani Buck, but stepped out of bounds on the play. So Trey Spence will re-enter the Raiders lineup. Also, Brady Stevens returns to action here for Eastern Hancock. So you got the starting five back out there for the Royals. Schroep for three. Off the mark, bounced around into the hands of Gray for two. Talk about being at the right place at the right time, as we will have a timeout taken by the Raiders. This will be their first charge timeout of the night. And we will go ahead and stick right here with you during the timeout for our University Avenue Dental game break. University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS. Greg, along with the rest of his talented dentistry crew, hope to solving your unrecognized dental needs with an available patient experience, outstanding treatment, and cutting-edge dentistry. University Avenue Dental is located at 800 West University Avenue in Muncie, Indiana, and their hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So again, a special thanks there to University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS. Back from the timeout, still have 4:48 to play here in the first half. Wapahani 16, Eastern Hancock 15. Screen set, cross court, Roush for three. Rattles in and out, no good. A good shot once again there from Evan. So Starrett no good on the shot. Spence corrals his first rebound. Back to Trey. Into the corner, Roush. Three-pointer up, no good. So just unable to find our shot right now. That's the way that the first half has been here for us. Many opportunities. A lot of good looks. And a tie-up underneath. And a jump ball possession arrow favors Eastern Hancock. Back in here, we'll see Easton Heffernan and Caleb Smith here for the Raiders. 4 minutes to go. And a 1-point lead for Wapahani. Inbounded out here to Schroep. Finds Smith here on the wraparound. Stared up top to Keene, now to Stevens. Tried to thread the needle there to Schroep, but it ends up in a turnover. Roush looks to drive baseline, kicks it back out to Drew Luce, and the Raiders will see what the defense is going to provide them with here. Nice pass there to Trey, as Trey will collect 2 more points. Now 6 points on the night. Nice pass there from Evan Roush. Active hands there by the Raiders. Back outside to Schroep. Now to Gray in a corner. Smith back to Stevens. Back to Smith again, and nearly turned it over. And we're going to foul on, looks like Easton Heffernan. And indeed it will be. So Heffernan will pick up his first, team's fifth. Look at the defense there by Spence, but got a little too far up in the grill. As Trey will pick up his second, team's sixth. And now Safani Buck will return to action for Wapahani's Easton Heffernan. Also in here for Eastern Hancock will be number 15, Cole Rainbow. Stevens back to Smith. Back to Stevens once again. Wide open is Gray. Schroep now for 2. Off the mark there, and over the back, foul called on Peyton Gray. That'll be his first, team's 5th. Also 9th team turnover.
Loose now to the middle. Smith for 2 and gets the friendly roll to go. So Caleb now with 5 points. Stevens drives baseline and a blocking foul will be called here on number 10, Evan Roush, his second, team 7th, so now the Royals in the bonus. As number 35, Brady Stevens, will be at the line for the 1-and-1. Returning to the lineup, number 21, Landon O'Neill. Get a 5-point lead with actually a minute and 55 now to play here in the first half. First free throw attempt will be up and good. Stevens now with 6 points. Second free throw attempt will be up. No good. Loose with the rebound. Fourth one now of the night for him. Swung over to Spence. Now back up top. Switch gears here a little bit now. Smith at the free throw line. Outside Roush for 3. No good. And Spence flying through the air with the rebound and the putback. So Garrett Stanley back in here for Safani Buck. Some more valuable minutes put together there by Safani. Post down low. And we're going to have an offensive foul on number 43, Peyton Gray, his second, team 6th. So again, not a very offensive first half here so far. But still, Wapahani with a 6-point lead will take it, at least as of right now. Might look to make that 8, possibly even 9. Talk about some interesting basketball right now, folks. Heck, you might be able to run into the kitchen real quick, grab a little bite to eat, maybe a drink as well, and come back into the living room to watch the rest of the first half here. No action, you're probably going to miss. Stanley over to Loose. Shots up and rattles in and out. No good. So the rim has not been very forgiving for us here tonight, as we have a halftime score of Wapahani leading Eastern Hancock 22-16. We'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with your halftime report live on the WHS Network.
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Alrighty, welcome back here, Raider fans, again for the halftime report live here on the WHS Network. Again, your Wapahani Raiders lead the Eastern Hancock Royals here 22-16 at the half. Again, really, obviously the score kind of tells you it's not a very offensive first half here for us. Wapahani's had some really great looks. Offensively, we've really moved the ball very well. We've had really good shot selection overall. Just unfortunately, these shots haven't fallen for us. That's just the way things go sometimes, but we've done a very good job on both ends of the floor as far as, like I said, looking for shots, getting guys open, and then on the defensive end, getting deflections, contesting shots. We forced 10 turnovers here in the first half. Again, Eastern Hancock averages 12 turnovers a game, so they had 10 here in the first half. We're doing exactly what we need to do from every facet of the game other than just knock down shots. So hopefully that will come for us here in the second half. But you still do have a 6-point lead to build off of, which is very important here for us. So hopefully that gives us some confidence now going into the third quarter and beyond. And hopefully we can ride that momentum and that confidence that we do have. Overall, though, you look at things right now, we're 3 of 5 here from 4 of 5 from the free throw line. So that's another thing that we're doing a good job of. Rebounding, for the most part, I think has been very good. We have 9 rebounds here in the first half. So, like I said, just right now is where it really stands is just knocking down shots. Everything else is really taking care of itself, and we've done a very solid job of doing what we need to do on the defensive end of the floor. So now you go into the second half thinking, well, what do we need to start doing to knock down shots? Well, first and foremost, probably start by being maybe a little bit more aggressive, trying to get the ball inside. Really, the post presence really hasn't been there a whole lot. Caleb Smith has knocked down a couple shots, and we have passed the ball inside a little bit, but not nearly enough. And you don't necessarily even have to pass the ball inside. Dribble the ball, just find a way to get the ball in the post area, and hopefully that will open up things a little bit more.
And like I said, if we can, hopefully maybe knock down some layups or maybe some shots from the free throw line or even further than that inside, if we can start knocking down those shots, that will give us more confidence, and hopefully seeing the ball go through the net will again open up that outside game to furthermore potentially knock down some three-point shots. But until that happens, right now you just got to continue getting after it on the defensive end. That's what you have to more or less continue to do throughout the ball game anyway, because what we've been doing so far has worked out very well for us. Peyton Gray has 2 fouls. He ends up having 4 points here in the first half, so nothing overly dramatic. I think we've done a really good job of guarding the post, getting out there on some of the shooters. We've been very active with our hands. So again, it's nothing that we're doing wrong. It's just the shots haven't fell for us. But again, they haven't really fell for Eastern Hancock either, due to the defensive intensity we have continued to showcase throughout this first half. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here in the second half. Obviously, this is a close game. Whether it stays a close game or not, it's hard to say. Maybe Eastern Hancock starts to gather themselves here a little bit better and takes better care of the basketball and starts knocking down shots. Maybe their post becomes more of a factor into tonight's game, or maybe Wapahani starts knocking down their shots. It's hard to say. That's just, I guess, the different turns in the ball game, and we'll see what happens. But it's going to be an interesting one, and we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. We have roughly about 5.5 minutes to go until the start of the second half, so we'll go ahead and step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with the finishing comments on our University Avenue Dental game break at the half.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All right, welcome back here again to the University Avenue Dental game break at the half. Wapahani again with a 22-16 lead over Eastern Hancock. Is again just the final thoughts here of the halftime report. Again, Wapahani just got to continue to do what they're doing defensively, play shutdown defense, active hands, create turnovers. Like I said, we just if we keep playing that way, continued great things will happen, and hopefully then the offense will be able to pick itself up here. Again, we've had great shots, so it's not like we've just been throwing up shots left and right, or had bad shot selection, or not moved the ball well, or we've turned the ball over. We've done everything very, very good except for knock down the shots. That's just a part of it, I guess, but hopefully that will change, and hopefully we'll start to see some shots fall for us, because obviously with as great as shooters as we have on this team, we should definitely be able to put up more than 22 first half points. There's no question about that. So still a long way to go. There's no reason to get a little apprehensive or nervous or panic or anything like that. It's a very good game. That's the way you want it to be. But you want us to hopefully start seeing some shots to fall, and hopefully that will happen here in the second half. Like I said, from the free throw line, we've continued to do a nice job there, 4 of 5. We've taken much care of the basketball. Only had 3 first half turnovers, so we'll see what happens here in the start of the second half, folks. But again, Wapahani with a 22-16 halftime lead. We'll step aside, and we'll be back here in roughly a minute and a half with the start of the second half live on the WHS Network. Here we are back for the start of the second half. The Raiders will have possession to open up here in the third quarter. And Garrett Stanley up top, and already much different defense here for Eastern. Hancock really cranking it up there, trying to double team Stanley out near half court there. So Davis missed the original layup. Heffernan got a couple of offensive rebounds as he'll be at the line here for 2 shots. The foul's on number 30, Joey Starrett, his second, team's first of the half, as Heffernan will knock down the first one. And the second one will roll off, no good. Stevens with the rebound. Schroep now down low to Gray. Just got to keep your hands straight up in the air. Nice defense there from Heffernan. Well done. Second rebound of the night now for Braxton. On the Rouse, three-pointer up, no good. Hustling to try to get the rebound, but Schroep got there in the nick of time. Smith takes it in. Shot from the elbow will be up and good. So Brady Smith now 4 points here on the night. Starrett here on the right side, dumps it down low. Gray up top, Smith for 3. And got the friendly bounce to go. Talk about hitting just about everything on that rim there. First 3 of the night here for Eastern Hancock. Davis finds Stanley. Now over to Roush on the right wing. Tell you what, we'd really like to see Luce get going here offensively. Only 4 first half points. The Raiders were led here in the first half by Trey Spence. He had 8 points. Again, you had Caleb Smith with 5, Luce with 4, Evan Roush with 3, and Heffernan with 2. Inbounded, Davis tries to go up with it but gets stripped away. Smith hands off to Starrett for 2, no good. And gets his own rebound and fouled here on the play, and looks like that will be on Drew Luce. And indeed it will be. So Luce will pick up his first, team's first of the half. So again, Sterrett at the line, shooting 2. And the first one will be up and well short, no good. Second free throw attempt will be up and good. So first point of the night there for Sterrett as Trey Spence enters the Raider lineup for the first time here in the second half. Roush back over here to Stanley. Got a 1-point lead, Luce for 3, and knocks that one down. So that will put the Raiders back on top here by 4. Man, we'd love to see more of that. So Schroep holding on to it out near half court, swings it on over here to the right side. Now back to him again. Gray in the corner, dumps it down low, and that's going to be out of bounds off of, they're going to say it was off of Wapahani. No, they're not either. They changed it. Now it's off of Eastern Hancock. Swung to Roush, now Spence here in the corner. Up top once again, Roush will find Garrett Stanley. Roush will get it blocked again. Smith from long range, no good. Sterrett back to Smith, back outside again. Now Stevens. And Schroep will reset the offense here. Into the corner, Smith. Now to Stevens, takes it in, dumps it back out. Schroep in the corner for 3. Off the mark there, Luce with the rebound. 5th rebound of the night here for him. And Spence fouled here on the play. And a foul's going to be on number 3, Skylar Schroep, his second. Team's second of the half. And number 15, Cole Rainbolt back in here for the Royals. Caleb Smith also now in here for Wapahani. Back over to Spence, 3-pointer up, no good. So some of the shooting woes continue here for the Raiders. Fantastic shots, just not going in. Gray in the corner all the way across court, nearly picked off there by Luce. And back up top to Schroep again as the offense resets itself. Great defense there from Davis. And out of bounds. They're saying it was off of Eastern Hancock. So the referees get together. And now they're going to reverse the call. It's going to be Eastern Hancock ball. Either way, 2:57 to go here in the third. A very low-scoring ball game, 26-22, Wapahani on top. And now another brief pause in the action as we got some perspiration here on the floor. All right, so it looks like we got that now all cleaned up. So back to basketball, picked off by Stanley. So all of that for a turnover. We'll take it. Stanley takes it in, shots up, looked to possibly have been hit on the hand, but no call. So the Royals head back the other way. Smith takes it in, forces the contact there. It's going to be out of bounds off of Wapahani. As Roush returns to action for Garrett Stanley. Also Landon O'Neill back in here for Brady Smith. Nice defense there. Spence coming there on the backside, creating the turnover. Back to Spence, now to Roush. Three-pointer up and splash! And the Raiders lead it by 7. Roush with his second three of the night. Now 6 points here on the evening. Now shot up and good from O'Neill. As he says, anything you can do, I can do better. 5 points down the night here for Landon O'Neill. Back to Luce here on the left, now up top to Roush. Swung to Spence on the right wing. Really need to get the ball there to Smith. He's right there at the free throw line. Will make the defense really collapse. Shot from the corner there by Braxton Davis. Won't get that one to go. And Strope no good for 2. Davis with a rebound. Third one of the night now for him. Smith takes it in. Shot's no good. And that looked to have been out of bounds off of the Royals, and indeed it will be as Joey Starrett comes back into the game here for the Royals. Loose for 3, off the mark. Davis with the rebound and fouled again here on the play. Great job on the inside there by Braxton as the foul be on number 30, Joey Starrett, his team's third of the half. So 2 shots here for Braxton. Yet to get on the board here this evening. So great opportunity right here, right now. And the first one's up and good. Second free throw attempt up and good as well. Nicely done there by Braxton. As again, that gives the Raiders a 6-point lead with under a minute to go here in the third. Up top here, Rainbolt finds O'Neill. Loses the handle on it. Loose ball back out here to Schroep. And to the corner, three-pointer up and no good. And looks like to have been a foul on the rebound. It's going to be on number 12, Drew Luce, his second, team second of the half. A near steal there from Evan Roush. Got after that hot and heavy. So the Royals just going to set up shop here and hold for the last shot of the quarter. Against Wapahani with a 31-25 lead. Starrett down low. Comes away with a turnover. Rouse take the shot, and it's going to be off the mark. So that will be the end of the third quarter. Wapahani with a 31-25 lead over the Royals after 3 quarters. We'll step aside. We'll be back here with more Raider basketball live on the WHS Network.
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Raider fans, back here with the start of the fourth quarter, live on the WHS Network. Again, just a reminder, we will be back at it tomorrow night with more Raider basketball as Wapahani welcomes the Muncie Burris Owls to Raider Gymnasium. Again, that will be another JV start time of 6 o'clock. The varsity game to follow, so we'll be on here live with the Raiders Live pregame right around 7:20 tomorrow night. So make sure and stay tuned in there for that one, as we will have a foul here on Raider number 22, Braxton Davis, his first, team's third. Jump ball there, and Schroep will come down with it. And a traveling violation called. 15 turnovers now on the night here for the Royals. The Raiders only with 4. Wide margin and the turnover ratios there between the two teams. Cross-court pass. Rouse takes it in. Free throw line shots up. No good. Smith with the rebound. Goes up with the left hand, no good. Now Davis with the rebound and a putback. That is how you do it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Nicely done. Smith, Davis not giving up on the play. Off the mark there. Back outside to Schroep, takes it in along the baseline. Rainbolt in the corner for 3, no good. And Stanley will corral the rebound with his first one of the night. Nice take. Very nice take there from Garrett. First points of the night here for Stanley. Got his first rebound, got his first points. And the Raiders are up here by 10, largest lead of the night. And Stevens just goes right around Davis for the 2-point bucket there. Now 8 points on the night here for him. A timeout was taken there by Eastern Hancock, their first charge timeout of the evening. So we'll go ahead and stay right here with you during the timeout. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Liberty Perry Alumni Association President Richard Morris. Liberty Perry Alumni Association serves as the Wapahani Center and Selma High School alumni. Make sure to visit their online website at www.libertyperryalumni.com to get information on any events and to purchase any Wapahani-related items on their web store. Also, to purchase any engraved bricks for the Alumni Brick Walkway out here at Wapahani High School, you can simply fill out a form, which is on the homepage of the alumni website. So again, we appreciate the Liberty Perry Alumni Association, a proud sponsor of the WHS Network. Also to the Barn Lot, located at 2410 East County Road 300 South, just off of State Road 67 in Muncie, Indiana. Scott Quirk is the man to supply all of your outside needs. Barns, sheds, garages, carports, gazebos, play sets for the kids, and more. For more information, call Scott Quirk at 765-744-7396 and also visit his online website at thebarnlotsheds.com. So following the timeout, Wapahani here with an 8-point lead. Smith dumps it down low. Heffernan for 2. Goes up strong there and will be fouled here on the play. So the foul will be called on number 35, Brady Stevens. His first, team's fourth. Pair of free throws here for Heffernan. And the first one will be up and good. So we'll see Peyton Gray re-enter the Royals lineup. 6:16 to play here in regulation. And a loose ball coming from the crowd. I think some little kids just wanted to get in on the action here tonight. Can't blame them. Heffernan with a sack going up and good as well. Great job there by Easton. 5 points now on the night here for him. And once again gives the Raiders a 10-point lead. Schroep finds Gray up top. Dumps it down low. Nice deflection there from Caleb Smith. So Stanley nearly got another deflection and nearly created another turnover. Schroep now to stare it. Smith will come away with the interception. Stanley dishes it outside here, loose for 3. Rolls in and out, no good. Heffernan battles for the rebound, and Sterrett will come away with it. Stevens for the 3. Drains that one from downtown. So Brady Stevens now with 11 points on the night and gets this game back to a more manageable situation here for the Royals. 7-point lead for Wapahani. Loose up top. Finds Stanley here on the left side. Into the corner, Heffernan showing some range, the big man from downtown. Heffernan now with 8 points on the night. Nice defense there from, I think that might have been Caleb Smith, as Luce collects his 6th rebound tonight. And now a reach-in foul will be called here on number 25. Brady Smith is first. Team's 5th. And number 15, Cole Rainbolt back in here, as well as number 21, Landon O'Neill. Stanley backs down his defender, back outside here to Luce. Finds an open Heffernan, can't get the bucket to go. O'Neill wide open and knocks down the shot. So a lapse in defense on that trip. Unfortunately, cost us 3 points. There's the timeout was taken here by Eastern Hancock. Their second charge timeout here of the night. We'll step aside here for a brief break. We'll be back after this. Following the timeout here, folks, 3:47 to play here in regulation. A 40-33 lead here for Wapahani as the Raiders with possession of the basketball following the timeout. Stanley pushing down court, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and a traveling violation called. And again, right there, you're pushing up court quickly there along the sidelines. Stanley possibly could have seen that defender coming over a little bit sooner. If so, could have potentially backed off right there, but nonetheless, that is what it is. And we have an over the back foul called on number 15, Cole Rainbow, his third, team sixth. So Smith back in. So he will come in the game there for Heffernan. You want to force the ball towards the middle. You want to stay away from the sidelines as much as possible. Hand off here to Spence. Into the corner. There's Smith. Dumps it down low to Davis, and that will end up in the hands of the Royals. 6 turnovers now for Wapahani. O'Neal swings it up top. Now over here to Starrett. O'Neal with a deep three. Off the mark there. Davis corrals the rebound. His 6th now tonight. And now we'll have a timeout taken here by Wapahani, and we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Some other sponsors we'd like to thank here this evening. Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership owned by Randy Stoops. They're located at 4055 West Clare Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and premium vehicles of quality brand names. So if you have an interest in a vehicle, like to know more information about one, contact Stoops at 765-288-1903, and also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Again, their hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They're also open Saturday from 8 to 4. So again, a special thanks to Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. Also to B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, located at 400 East Jackson Street in Muncie, Indiana. At the law offices of B. Joseph Davis, which is a highly recommended and respected professional corporation, they strive to aggressively represent all their clients' interests in all phases of any legal matter. For more information, visit his website at www.bjosephdavis.com. So again, 2:50 to go. Wapahani with a 7-point lead. Spence with a handoff here to Stanley, now to Luce. And another foul called, and the Raiders are going to head to the free throw line on this from here on out. As the foul will be called on number 3, Skylar Schroep. That'll be his third, team 7th. So again, the Raiders in the bonus. And we will send Drew Luce to the line for the 1-and-1. And the first one will be up, and it will be good. So Drew now 7 points on the night. Second one will be up and good as well. Great job. So Drew again with 8 points, 6 rebounds here on the evening. Great defense from Caleb Smith. Tell you what, he just continuously gets it done. It's great to have him back out there on the floor for the Raiders. And a traveling violation called. Didn't look to, I didn't think he shuffled his feet there, didn't move him after he came to the halt, but maybe he did. 3-pointer just a bit off the mark there, lands in the hands of Luce. Smith pushes it up quick, and a foul underneath before the layup there by Braxton Davis, as the foul will be on number 30, Joey Starrett, his 4th, team's 8th. And Smith will be heading to the line for 2 shots. So the first one will be up and good. Caleb now on the night with 6 points. And make that 7. Got the friendly roll to go. Got Roush back in here for Trey. And a timeout will be taken here by the Royals. So this will be their third charge timeout of the evening. They have 2 timeouts left, Wapahani with 3. We actually have 2:07 to play. And again, we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. I'd like to thank again some more of our other sponsors here. Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin, located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they've been servicing the community for over 30 years. So if you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Also to Tom Cherry Mufflers, located at 321 West 8th Street in Muncie, Indiana. Since 1946, Tom Cherry Mufflers has taken care of your exhaust, brakes, shocks, struts, and mufflers. So if you want the underneath of your vehicle to be looked at, stop on in there. Tom Cherry Mufflers, no appointment needed. They'll hear you coming. .207 to play, folks. Wapahani with a 44-33 lead. Connor Schultz now in the ball game, seeing his first action tonight. Off the mark there, Davis with rebound number 7. And a jump ball possession arrow favors Wapahani. We'll see Cole Rainbolt back into the Royals lineup. Good job there by Luce. Now over here to Roush. Into the corner, now back up top here to Stanley. Nearly a minute and a half to play. And a foul call. This looks to be on Schultz. And indeed it will be. Number 5, Connor Schultz, will pick up his first, team's 9th. As number 21, Landon O'Neill, returns to action for Eastern Hancock. So Drew Luce will head to the charity stripe. 1-1 coming his way. And the first one will be up and good. Drew now with 9 points. Safani Buck will now come into the game here for Caleb Smith. Very productive night again here for Caleb. And really everybody, everybody's came in here, really played a fantastic game. Knocks down the second one as well. So Trey Spence will now come in here for Luce. So I'm assuming he's probably going to be done here for the night. If so, ends up with 10.7 rebounds. Not bad at all. So Stanley will be called with the foul. That will be his second, team's 4th. And that will now send to the line Skylar Schroep for 2. This one up and good. That's his first point of the night. Rainbolt back in here for Starrett. And the second one up and off the back iron, no good. And out of bounds off of Eastern Hancock. So pass down court here to Roush. We'll step through there, find Spence. And a foul called here with 1:14. And the foul called on number 15, Cole Rainbolt, his fourth, team's 10. So Spence again heading to the line. He's had a nice night here for himself. 8 points, 4 rebounds. Looking to reach double digits here, and the first one's up and good. Second one will be up. Off the back iron, no good. Rainbolt now over here to Smith. Passed up top. O'Neal with the deep three. Making it rain from downtown. His third three of the night there for O'Neal. Now 11 points for him. So the timeout taken by Eastern Hancock. Still 1:02 to play. Wapahani up by 10. We'll step aside. We'll be back after this. Again, following the timeout here, we have 1:02 to play, a 10-point lead here for Wapahani. Again, make sure to stay tuned in for our Raiders Live post-game report. Coming up following tonight's ball game, we'll have talk about the game, also the stats, and talking about tomorrow night's game. And then next week is county tournament week. We're giving you some up-to-date information about that as well. Again, coming up on the Raiders Live post-game report following the game. Stanley here on the left side, and a foul called here on number 3, Skylar Schroep, his fourth. Back to the line we go. Garrett Stanley shooting 2. And the first one will be up and no good. Back in will come Caleb Smith. Second one here for Garrett will be up, and that's going to be a lane violation on the Raiders. For goodness sake. Smith back to Schroep, back over to Smith. Rainbolt for 3. For goodness sakes. They had a nice cushion lead. Now it's down to 7. So again, we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. That was a timeout taken here by the Royals. Got to stay focused and finish off this game the right way. You know, yeah, they've made their little threes and everything else. Wapahani just got to finish this game out, finish it strong, go home with a W. Got to give Eastern Hancock a lot of credit, though. They've continued to battle. Pass down court to Smith. And a push in the back. And will be on number 21, I'm assuming. Indeed, it will be. Number 21, Landon O'Neal, his first. So back to the line for Wapahani, Caleb Smith. And the first one will be up and no good. So, man, I tell you what, we was shooting the daylights out of these free throws. And now all of a sudden, we can't hit one to save our life. All right, there we go. So 1 for 2 ain't bad. We'll take it. 8 points now for Caleb, picked off there by Drew. And just a little bit of a foul call there. Foul number 5, Connor Schultz, his second. So now Drew Luce back at the line for 2 more free throws. And off with the first one. Knock the second one down. O'Neal with another 3, and nothing but air underneath that one, as that will be called out of bounds off of Wapahani. So it'll be Royal basketball with 27 seconds to play. Nice deflection there from Davis. Outside here, Schultz for 3. And now a delay of game warning called on Eastern Hancock. Yet again, this has been another one of those games where in the end, this shouldn't even really be necessarily this close, and no disrespect whatsoever, because Eastern Hancock has knocked down some shots. There's no question about it. But I think some of the defense has been a little bit more on the relax button here. I think we might have pushed that a couple too many times towards the end of this ball game. So the foul on number 5, Schultz, his third. Of course, it doesn't help either when things haven't been going quite as good from the free throw line. I'll tell you what, like I said, we was nearly hitting everything from the charity stripe here this evening. But then have kind of hit a little bit of a cold spell there for a short period of time as Luce knocks both of those down. O'Neal, no good. Davis with the rebound. And a jump ball possession arrow favors Eastern Hancock. Shots up, and another three-pointer good. And that will be the old ball game. So the final score here, the Wapahani Raiders defeat the Eastern Hancock Royals 51-46. We'll be back here with the Raiders Live post-game report right after this break.
Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality.
Alrighty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Raiders Live post-game report live here on the WHS Network. It took us a little bit longer. We had to get all these stats tabulated from tonight's ball game. Wapahani down the stretch there. Just, I don't know. I just didn't necessarily think we finished the game as well as we possibly could have right there, but still a good win. You come out here on your home floor. It's always a great night when you can come out and get a win, especially on your home court to defend this court. And like I said, we got the job done. That's all that matters. 51-46 final score here this evening. So, you look at what Eastern Hancock was able to do and really what got them back in, at least to the conversation at the end of this game, is the three-point shots. And they're not a very good three-point shooting team at all. 29% from beyond the arc on the season. It's not horrible, but it's not great either. And they're not very well known for their three-point shooting. But in the same token, I think our defense, and I said this there in the closing minute or so of the ball game, I think our defense might have hit the relax button there a little bit towards the end. I don't think our defense was as sharp. We weren't getting out on some of these shots, and they was able to knock down some open three-pointers. And that's what got this game a lot closer than probably what it should have been. And that's, no knock or disrespect on anybody, because, at the end of the day, you still have to knock down the shot. Just because you're wide open doesn't mean it's going to be an automatic, make for whatever the shot might be. I just think our defense probably could have been a little bit better at the end. Other than that, I thought overall, every facet of the game I thought was solid. Defensively, we were solid throughout the majority of the ball game. Hard-nosed defense, kept after it on the inside, really shut down any sign of post-game or post-presence whatsoever there by Peyton Gray or for that matter, anybody else for that matter. Again, perimeter, I thought we did a good job out on the perimeter with as far as defensively, until about the last 3-4 minutes left in the game. And then free throws, I thought we did a really good job from that. We did have a little bit of a small period of time there in the fourth quarter where we was having a little bit of trouble making the free throws, but still finished the game 20 of 27, good for 74%. So that's a great night from the charity stripe. You'll take it. And essentially that really is what won us the ball game. We really didn't shoot all that well here tonight for whatever reason. Just shots weren't going in for us. At times they were, and then other times, it was just, nothing good. But one thing I will say about that is our shot selection was fantastic. We looked for a good shot. We got the good shot. It just wasn't going in for us. So there's not necessarily a whole lot you can do about that. I would have liked to have seen us maybe take the ball inside a little bit more. But I think at times we did that. Other times where we possibly could have, we didn't. But we still got the win, and like I said, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Now you go into tomorrow night's game with continued confidence, a little bit of momentum. You're playing against Muncie Burris. They're not really having all that great of a season, but it's not a team that you should just overlook. That's one thing you can't do, and hopefully they know that going into tomorrow night's game. But you do have some momentum and some confidence going into into tomorrow night's home game right back here from Raider Gymnasium. Overall line score here for the Raiders, they was led here this evening by Drew Luce, finished up with 14 points. End up having 10 points in the second half, 14.7 rebounds for Drew, followed by Trey Spence with 9 points, 4 rebounds. Caleb Smith with 8 points, 2 rebounds. Braxton Davis, 4 points, 8 rebounds. Evan Roush with 6 points. Also, Easton Heffernan came up big there, had a couple of really big-time shots defensively. Was able to get some deflections. Caleb Smith did the same thing. Everybody really did a solid job on the defensive end. But Heffernan, 8 points, 3 rebounds. And again, lastly, you had some other guys. Safani Buck came in. He didn't score, but you don't necessarily have to score to be an important factor in the ball game. And again, his defense again was superb here this evening. And the times that he was in there. So just 1 through 8, 9, how many ever guys we used here tonight. Everybody contributed. It was a good win here for us, and you move on to tomorrow night's game. Again, it was 20 of 27, 74% from the free throw line, and we only had 7 turnovers. Another important key facet of the game, making sure we're taking good care of the basketball, and we did that here tonight. We ended up forcing 19 turnovers. So, again, just the lack of being able to knock down some shots hurt us, but we did do a great job creating disruption, creating turnovers, and doing what we needed to do on the defensive end. Now you look into tomorrow night's game, we just got to continue to crank it up on the defensive end, and hopefully our shot will start to fall for us. Offensively, we were a little, strapped down a little bit. Shots weren't falling for us, but hopefully tomorrow night's a new night. Hopefully shots will start to fall for us, and we can bring that same intensity we brought tonight on the defensive end and go from there. But now you go also now into next week, which again is county tournament week. A very big week for both the girls and boys basketball teams. The Lady Raider girls basketball team got the first round bye this year. I talked about it in last night's broadcast of the girls game. Wapahani will play on January the 10th, which is a Thursday night at Yorktown High School. Wapahani will play the winner of Cowan and Daleville. Again, that will be on January the 10th, next Thursday night at 6 o'clock. We're the first game of the night at Yorktown High School. We'll play the winner of Cowan and Daleville with the championship game. So the winner of our game will move on to the championship game at 6 o'clock on Saturday, January the 12th. So just a reminder, make sure, come on out, support the Lady Raider girls basketball team next Thursday night at Yorktown High School in the semifinal round of the 2019 Delaware County Girls Basketball Tournament. Again, the championship game, however, if Wapahani was to get there, will be played at Delta High School. So Thursday at Yorktown, Saturday at Delta if Wapahani gets there. Now for the boys. The boys got a little bit more of a very interesting draw. We drew the Delta Eagles in the first round. That will be on Wednesday night, January the 9th. Delta versus Wapahani in the first game of the evening at 6 o'clock. The winner of that game will take on Cowan on Friday night, January the 11th at 6 o'clock. And then the winner of that semifinal game will advance on to the championship game of the 2019 Delaware County Boys Basketball Tournament. Again, January the 12th, a Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. So the girls' game will be first at 6. The boys' game will follow after that at 8 o'clock. Again, all of the boys' basketball tournament will be held at Delta High School. So I know a lot of information. We'll be posting the brackets again on our Facebook and Twitter pages. So make sure to get on there at the WHS Network on both Facebook and Twitter. We'll have the brackets probably up there sometime early part of next week, just to give all of you another look at it and some updated information there as well. So again, we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. A special thanks to all of our sponsors. Greatly appreciate them. And we'll be back at it again tomorrow night, folks. Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow night right back here live on the WHS Network.